Developer like me, I'm sure you have a good number of startup projects that never even left your computer. But the more important thing is you need to know why the startup projects never left your computer. The main reason is usually just one. A lot of startups, a lot of projects rather that I've seen people build, they fail to take off for one and one reason only. You failed to get customers. And as a developer, I understand why this happens because most of you are primed to think in the corporate way. Like you get a spec of a product, you build it out, you ship it back to management, and the loop continues. You get paid every month. But if you're trying to become an entrepreneur using software, the journey is the other way around. If you're trying to make a business out of your coding skills, you have to abandon that line of thinking and start thinking about this thing from the other side of business. As a business person, you have to approach software like this. You first of all have to get the customer before you build. As a developer, I know it's logical to just build the product, hope you've built the best product, go to market, and hope some money will come. It sounds logical, but that's not how the world works. How it really works is you have to get the customer before you start building. And how do you do this? This is called validation. You have to, first of all, speak to someone who's actually facing the problem. It might be you, it might be someone else, but you have to speak to someone and validate. And how do you really validate software? You validate it through only one thing: money. Someone has to give you money in exchange for your software. If that doesn't happen, you've not validated it. A lot of people are very polite. If you ask them what they think about what you've built, they'll obviously tell you it's good. It's very difficult for a human being to actually just tell you straight to your face what you've built is shit and you need to do better. But a lot of people don't look at it this way. A lot of people share their product with someone. Someone says it's good. They take that as feedback. They ask their friend. Their friend says it's good. They take that as feedback, and this process continues. And after a while, you have a lot of people telling you you've built something, but no one has really paid you money. And as long as someone has not paid you money, you have not validated the problem. If you get somebody to pay you money, then you've actually validated that this is a real problem. And if they can pay you money before you even build it, even better. You guys have seen Elon Musk launch products, take people's money. Even the Cybertruck, he launched it without actually having built it. 2 years before it was built, he started taking pre-orders. This is called validation. You have to actually get someone to pay you before you build the product in some form of commitment. If you're an entrepreneur, obviously this is a deposit for you to build the product. Or if you're building your own product and you're shipping it to the market, then you have to always get some kind of commitment from the customer. And it's not a verbal, this is a good product, I'd like to use it. Someone has to give you cold hard cash. And that's how you know you've validated your problem. But now if you've done the first two steps, guys, you've actually reversed how you're thinking about this, from building a product and then looking for the customer to actually looking for the customer and then building the product. Then now you move to the next phase, which is usually now all about execution. A lot of you, a lot of a lot of us developers usually get caught in a trap of thinking about the next logical thing, an information trap, whereby you are reading all the business books, you're watching all the online entrepreneur videos, but you're not really doing anything. This is a common trap, and I'd like to tell you that it doesn't really matter. Even if you read 1,000 business books, if you're not executing, which is actually putting the product in front of a real customer who can pay you money, then all you're doing is useless. You can read all the books in the world, but if you're not executing, someone with a worse off product will come in, take the customer, take the money, and they'll actually build a real company around their product. But now, these are three things that you have to do. So, guys, if you've gotten to the execution phase and you've started now executing, you're putting your product in front of customers, and you should start to see some revenue coming in. But this is still not enough for you to actually convert your product into a real company. Right now, you're just a glorified freelancer. But now, in order to really now ascend to the final stage and actually build a real company around your product, you need to transform from being a software developer to being a business developer. A developer who understands business, let me put it like that. A lot of business people don't really understand how to build technical products, and a lot of technical developers don't really understand business. But if you can somehow bridge the two, if you can sit across a customer who does not know how to code, but they have a business requirement, take that and transform it into an actual tangible product and give it back to them, then you've become someone who can speak both languages. You can speak the technical side, you can speak the business side. And this is what is actually going to make you valuable as a developer. You need to learn to talk the language of business, and you also need to learn to translate these business requirements into a real tangible product. And that's how you actually make a difference. If you adopt this kind of framework, you'll start to see differences in how your products move. First of all, just to recap, guys, start with the customer. Don't start with your product. The people you're competing with around the world, everybody knows how to code. Some don't even know how to code, and they're going to beat you to the market for only one reason: they know how to reach the customer and they know how to talk to the customer. So if you're a developer watching this, the one thing that you can do to transform your developer approach, and if you really want to make a business out of this, is you need to learn to talk the language of business. You need to be able to sit across someone who's not technical, understand what they mean, and be able to return to them back a finished product. That is what's going to make the difference. If you adopt this, you'll be able to see some changes. But for those of you who've actually been able to make the leap from just being a developer with failed projects to being a developer with successful projects, let me know in the comments below. Does this actually work, guys? Because it worked for me, but let me know in the comments below so that other people can know that this framework is actually what makes a difference.